I see more white folks worried about that white-only town than black folks.
And they're preparing food for the weekly community dinner. The theme tonight, colonial.
I don't know, dinner's really important. I like feeding people, so I didn't want to put this off any longer than I already had.
Okay, pause. I don't see onion, garlic, pepper, any sort of spice. Maybe there's some salt, but like at least you'd think that you'd use some onion or garlic or like something. That looks plain. That doesn't look like it has any seasoning whatsoever.
Back in the day, when we first got the land here, there were only about 5 guys. I was living 40 minutes from here, and Jennifer was the first, family to be on the road full time. So we started community dinners back then, and it would be pretty relaxed because there weren't many people. But it is nice. It's slowly growing. So.
Video after video, I'm seeing, oh my God, y'all, they're being a whites-only town in Arkansas. Did y'all see they're building that white-only town? What are we going to do? Nothing. We're not going to do a damn thing. Baby, Mother Nature will take its course. Black folks ain't worried about that shit because 9 times out of 10, they don't believe in vaccination. They don't believe in doctors. They barely can cook. The children going to have father uncles. It's going to become a cult. They're going to find a passage in the Bible so one person can become the full leader. And baby, we're going to have Waco all over again. Natural selection will take its course. Let them white folks build their shit. See, the thing is, they're building their stuff out of hate, no matter what they say. When black people built their community, it was for love. It was for protection. It was so we could have something to pass down. White folks have this whole country to pass down. They said they want to preserve their culture. I don't know what kind of culture they preserve. I saw them playing a flute. Hell, even the dog is white. Let them have that shit.
We're starting a whites-only town.
Okay. All right.
We're going to be having a great time
Have the
without
ball.
you. We're going to be minding our own business.
Don't make no
That's
promises you can't keep, you know what I'm saying?
We're going to have hacky sack and cornhole.
I don't care what you have.
Frisbee. We're going to have good cooking, too.
You won't.
Colored.
You won't.
We're going to have...
Are we seriously mad about people wanting to have a whites-only community? Let's not forget the fact that we always label things black own this and black own that. So a white man, Eric Alwal, wanted to establish his own town for his own people, white people. He wanted to control who he had as neighbors. His goal is to preserve the purity of his culture and traditions. So what are we mad for? Let's not forget, a couple years ago, Ashley Scott and Renee Walters got together and created their own community, their own black community. They wanted to create generational wealth and keep their legacy and culture. So I'm confused. What's the problem when the white people want to do it? And I know what you're going to say. You're going to try to bring up history and that victimization mentality. We're not doing that. We are not doing that. That happened many years ago. We're talking about now. We're not going to continue to bring up the past. At one point, we did have Black Wall Street. And yes, it was destroyed. However, we had the ability to rebuild and we didn't. We were defeated. So we're not going to continue to play the victim. This is a voluntary self-segregation, not a forced one. Get over it.
Guys, I have heard insane things, but this one takes the number one. I have for the longest never heard of something like this, but hey, I have nothing against these people who are going to create their whites only city or town. As far as I know, they're saying there are around 40 residents in that town. If blacks can create their own towns which are called black only towns, then why not these other races creating their own towns? Like, I mean, the question that so many people ask themselves is that, is this legal? And also, will it work? And what is the likely outcome of all these segregation methods that they are using? Of course, let us first start by the segregation thing. It's one that has been mentioned even before, that it's one that is voluntary. No one is forcing them to do so. So they're doing that out of their own will. Maybe the one starting that, maybe the males or I don't know, the heads of the families, they are forcing their family members to be in that society, maybe. But the whole concept, no government official is coming and say that we want to create a town for whites only and we want you to settle there. No one is doing that. It's upon them. Like, let them do what they're gonna do. If they have a culture, let them have a culture if they want. But it's insane. So far so good. I'm not seeing a civil lawsuit. So it's kind of seems like a gray area where some would feel like it's violating civil rights, but Others, they feel like we have not experienced something like this for the longest, so let's just wait and see how it's gonna turn out to be. Others have cited things like sundown towns that already exist and saying that this is not a new concept, it has been there. Others even citing the Amish community. You guys know the Amish community, where for the longest they have been segregated from like the modern world. They have wanted to preserve their culture. But again, these are people who have experienced the modern world and they don't know what culture they are saying. Maybe they want to create a culture, but it kind of seems like it's a cult, not a culture. Very confusing, right? But hey, before I even come out with my 2 cents on this, let us continue listening to people's opinions, and then thereafter we're gonna dissect the matter further. So let's go.
Y'all really thought we cared about that white only town, didn't y'all? Y'all thought y'all was getting off on that, didn't y'all? Y'all thought y'all was gonna just blow the internet up with y'all. Y'all really thought that, didn't y'all? We could care less. First of all, it's in Arkansas. It isn't. They don't even sell liquor on Sundays in Arkansas. We don't want to be there. There is nothing in Arkansas that we want to go for. Second of all, Arkansas. Third of all, y'all said y'all was going to take it to Missouri. What was that the other place? Missouri? Another place that we don't want to be in. I don't know shit in Missouri. We don't care. We could care less. But I tell you one thing. Let us do it. Because history has shown that every time we have done it, we've done it successfully. And every time we've done it, y'all have burned them to the ground. Y'all the ones that care, not us. We don't give a shit. Have your little country ass town where y'all gonna take the Bible and twist it to hell and do what y'all want to do with it and not actually follow the words in it, because y'all don't do that anyway, because y'all missed the whole love your neighbor part. Y'all missed the whole don't do no wrong to immigrants part. Y'all miss all the main stuff in the Bible. Y'all miss all of that. So y'all gonna take the words of God and twist it to hell, and then y'all gonna run with it. It will soon become some type of bull crap that y'all gonna just hang on tight to, that the rest of the country gonna laugh at. Nobody cares. We don't care. We really don't care. But I bet if we do it, y'all will care.
I need y'all to understand that those people do not intend to leave us alone in their little town in Arkansas. It's recently been in the news that some chalk children in America have decided to create their own whites-only town. And when asked by a reporter, they made it seem as though that they intend to just have a town of their own and resources of their own and just live off the land, returning to the land. A land that they stole through crimes against humanity, but who's counting? Many brothers and sisters' take on this is, hey, we don't care if y'all have your own, just leave us alone in the process. I mean, every time we've tried to do that, y'all have burned our towns down. And I'm just here to tell y'all that unfortunately, they do not intend to leave us alone. In the interview with the colonizer that wants to found this whites-only town in Arkansas, they're making it seem as though they just want to live in peace. We must remember that these are people that have never known peace. They didn't know peace when they was by themselves in the ice-cold mountains of Europe, and they're not going to know peace in the middle of Arkansas. In the 70s, there was a black scholar that broke down white supremacy into an equation. The same way that E equals MC squared, white supremacy equals white power over non-white powerlessness. And so that means that white supremacy cannot live in an environment where non-white people have any form of power. Because if there's no non-white people around, who are they superior to? Nothing they have achieved has been achieved by leaving people alone. It's like if your son or daughter said they didn't want to live in the house anymore and locked themselves in their room. In order to eat, brush their teeth, or do anything, that child would have to come outside the room. And it's the same thing for them. At some point, they are going to need resources and labor, and that's when they turn to us. And if we have our own power and our own resources, then we have no reason to share with them. And that is when they destroy what we have so that we have to work with them. Don't be fooled. Just like the movie Sinners, it all starts out nice and pleasant, but they have ulterior motives.
So I caught wind of the whites only town going up in Missouri. You can click on the Stitch video to see what exactly it is, okay? So there's this other whites only town, okay? Okay, this isn't going to be the first, and it's probably not going to be the last. I approve, actually. I approve, because that'll give every single person who does not want to be around anyone who is non-white a place to go, okay? Since they don't want to travel back to Europe, it'll give them a place to go and stay. I would like, if I can offer some suggestions, I would like them to actually build a wall around themselves. Okay, that's what I would actually, I honestly would. Just to be clear, I think they should build a huge wall around themselves and just stay there. And this will actually take the pressure off of Black America. It'll actually take the pressure off of the indigenous. It'll take the pressure off for us to build our own communities then, because you will already have had, because they plan on expanding this to 50 different states. So that way we'll have everything out here and you can have everything within your walls. Okay? I love the idea. I think it's perfect. All right. I think this is one of the best ideas I've ever heard, actually. Like before, okay, so there were sundown towns before, okay? And there's still sundown towns. But I just feel like, no, just build the wall around yourself. Just build the wall. Disconnect. Like, take the highway and cut that joker. Like, don't let there be a way in or out. Have a certain amount of land. Get the land that you want, okay? Get the land that you want and just never come outside. Make sure you have everything you need in there, okay? Everything, and stay there, all right? Take your little minions with you, okay? Now, for all the white folks who think like regular common human beings, they can stay out here with us because they think y'all cuckoo too, okay? So I think that this is a great plan. I think it's a great idea. There should be passes. If they want to come out into, because they're taking their European ancestry and everything to make sure they don't have any other thing inside their lineage, right? So I think that in order for them to come outside into our world, okay, then they need to have a certain pass and they need to be back inside their little, their little community after a certain time. Okay. I just really think that, you know what I'm saying? Because what are you doing? Like, you need to have a pass because you decided you wanted to go. You have a pass to come. Because all of our hospitals out here, everybody can come to, you know what I'm saying? Everybody. So there's no reason for you to have to come out here to our post office with our Black mail and our Latino mail. Okay, with our stamps with Black folks on them and stuff like that. You don't want to see that kind of stuff. So you use your own post office and you have your own carriers and everything else and your own airlines, because the airlines out here, okay, they carry everybody. Okay, so I don't know what type of thing that the airline is going to do, but they need to have some type of fee, a whites only fee that they have to pay to sit in a whites only area. That'll make the airlines a lot of money. So listen up for everybody. If they have to come outside of the walls for business, there should be a fee. You think up your own fee so that they can have their whites only section. That's an expensive section. That will bring money into the economy. That's their own section right there. Shoot, look, I'll open up a business. I'll be right outside of town just so I can get that money. Okay, come on out. You need something? Okay, go sit in the whites only section, and that's an extra $1,000. You know what I'm saying? So just go ahead and benefit off of it. Don't get mad, get glad. Don't get mad, get glad, baby. Capitalize on it, because those type of people special and they want special freaking treatment. So give them the special freaking treatment they need, because they rich now.
This video is special in some way. Well, the Black community gives its 2 cents on this matter. As we can see, majority of them do not have a problem with it, and they just feel like this is misplaced priorities. And so are also the white communities that I've read articles from. They really do feel like this is weird. While some people try to defend this as a way of expressing their freedom of association, some feel like, is America regressing? This is an idea that is going to spiral the idea of racial separation. What do you think is going to be the outcome of this in the coming years, especially the kids that are going to be born in such societies when they mingle with other people outside the community? Of course, they are going to have some type of hate. They would have instilled to them some type of education that is not standard, beliefs that are not normal, and when they interact with other people, obviously there's going to be a tendency of violence within them, and it's going to be so problematic to the society. That is what at least many people are coming to consensus with or agreeing with. The question obviously is gonna be, will this work in the long run? And to me, I just do feel this is gonna be a real disaster. Look, from 40 people to maybe building a community of like 1,000 people is gonna take years. It's not so long until we hear some sort of operation within the community. Of course, we live in a generation where technology is a thing. Not unless that community is going to get rid of technology or saying no one is gonna own cell phones, we don't want network outreach here. But according to what I've read about the community or the society, it's like they're not gonna get rid of technology. In fact, they are encouraging some people to subscribe to that, people to register to that community, and also giving some sort of rewards to people who are going to give birth to more white generations in that community. It's an interesting one still. I just feel like it's a ticking time bomb. I don't think it's gonna result to something like the Amish community. This is 100% going to be sort of like a cult, just like the debaters or the speakers today have discussed. And I don't know what the government is going to say about this. At least we need to hear someone or some form of representations where they're going to discuss this matter and just give their 2 cents about this, so that people know, as much as this community is developing, what do they think about it, so that when it becomes a problem or when it becomes big in future, at least they say that we talked about this issue before. You know, when they say that when you don't conceal a hole in the wall, then you're going to build a whole wall in future if you do not see that crack. My final thoughts on this issue is that I see racial separation coming in as a disguise of private rights and people trying to distance themselves from the current state of socialism. It's forcing the country to confront the old wounds of racism. There's no other way of expressing it, not unless I'm proven wrong about this matter. This is the point where now I give this forum to you guys to express your opinions and thoughts. Please don't be shy to share in the comment section down there below. Also, don't forget to go and check the original creators. Their usernames have been embedded in the stitch videos as always. Go on to their TikToks, follow them, like their videos. For this channel, make sure you smash a huge thumbs up button, consider subscribing, turn on post notifications so that you may not miss my next upload. And with that guys, let me meet you in the next video or upload. Peace out.